guys, how's it going? Dexter here, and today we're looking at a quick linear double trouble. So this one's to do with double strokes, but not in the way we're used to it. A normal double stroke roll is right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left, but we're doing it between hands and feet. It's more of a linear pattern, this one. So we're going to be playing right, left on the hi-hat with both sticks, and then we're going to play bass, bass. So right, left, kick, kick, right, left, kick, kick. And that's the first 8 notes. And you can see all these notes are joined together with 3 lines. What does that mean? That means it's really quick. So 30-second notes. So you've got the more lines, the more awesome it is. So that's the general kind of rule. So right, left, kick, kick, right, left, kick, kick. And then you'll see in the kind of second grouping, you've got kind of 5 notes grouped together there. The right hand's dropping down to the snare drum, and the left hand staying up on the hi-hat to play another left, kick, kick. So it's the same thing, still right, left, kick, kick, but your right hand's gone to the snare drum. And then, to finish off, you can see we have a snare drum and a crash cymbal. So, again, you can do this on any crash cymbal, but I'm going to go snare and then crash up here. And you can see I put right, left over it. You can actually do it left hand on the snare, right on the crash, or the other way. Right hand on the snare, left hand on the crash. It works either way because you're just playing the same sound. But just depending on where you are, you might want to go for a left hand on a crash or a right hand on a crash. So again, practice both of those just there. And that's the phrase. Right, left, kick, kick, right, left, kick, kick, snare, left, kick, kick, snare and crash. Sorry, brilliant little lick just here. Now you can use it within a groove, or you can use it as a fill. But it's the thing I really love about this is once you get the main kind of phrase down, is you can start moving it around different instruments, like you saw me do in the beginning, just there. And also that snare drum dropping down is where the backbeat would normally be in a groove. So if you're playing 1, 2, 3, 4, that's where your snare drum is going to be. So if you do this as a fill. That first snare drum is where your snare would normally be. So everyone in the audience that's nodding their head, they'll still nod their head at the same time as they hear that snare drum. And that kind of bring the snare drum on the 2 and the 4 within your grooves. It just helps all of your fills just to have a little bit more of a kind of roll to it. Keeps the like momentum of the song going. So that's something I always try and aim for. So anyway, a couple of little movements you can do. So one thing I like to do is keep the left hand on the hi-hat once you've got it here, and just move your right hand to different instruments. So going from like, so you've got like your crash cymbals, you can kind of go up to the tip of use the tip of your stick on the top of the crash to get like the bell sound, just a little bit more kind of delicate. And again, I've got like a little stack thing here. And again, or the bell of the ride cymbal sounds really cool. In fact, if I do it all on the bell with the right hand, so you just get that, rather than just on the hi-hat, with the hands and the feet, you get that little bell hat sound, which sounds pretty cool. Or another one is to play the, that rather than a snare drum and a crash, play the snare drum and a bell. Which gives you a nice ping at the end of the fill, so super cool. It's just a very small target, so no, take some time, but you'll get it. So that's the pattern. So I'm going to do it in a little bit of a solo now, just demonstrating this in a few different ways. It's a really good fun one to get into. If you're struggling to get the bass drum speed, that's one thing that people struggle with. If you're struggling to get that, again, you can look up one of my videos called My Foot Technique, the slide technique, where I go into that in a lot of detail. And if you want to get even deeper into that, I've got an entire course, an hour-long course called the Bass Drum Bootcamp, which goes into kind of applied kind of double strokes on the bass drum within grooves. So go check that out if you're interested. If you press that join button, you'll get access to all of that kind of exclusive content there and become a channel member as well as other things. But anyway,
can I ask a stupid question?
Ask a stupid question. So my wife's interrupting. Yes, darling.
Why is there 13 notes?
Why is there 13 notes? It's meant to be 30-second notes.
No, but you don't normally get 13.
Sorry, we're having a domestic, guys.
It's normally like 6 or 4 or...
6 or 4. Okay, so 13 notes. So that's because the very last... Well, normally you get 16. So think of it like this. So we're playing 30-second notes, but if you think of it as 16 notes, you've got your first group of 8, and then your second group of 8, we're finishing on the 5th note. So you could think of it like that. So my wife Lauren, she does all the kind of camera stuff, and she's recording, and it's you're getting bolder. One day we'll have you on camera, but no, it's so yeah. So it's the first group is a 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then it's the to finish off the 16 notes, you'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you've got the snare drum and the crash. 6, 7, 8 is a gap because that last note is it's an 8th note.
So would you just rest?
You just rest. You'd have a gap there. It's an extended note. So
but why don't you put rest on the music?
So because it's an extended note. So this is, I'll explain it to you guys as well as Lauren, because you guys might have the same question. So it's we normally do this in live streams. We don't normally do this in these kind of lessons, but hey, we're on it. So it's no, she's asking. So why don't I put a rest at the end if there's a gap in there? Because we have the. Then you go back into the groove. So it's because, this is the thing on the drums, we don't play sustained notes. So if you're a saxophone and you had so at the end there you've got an eighth note, you go ba, you'd have a long note. Whereas if I put a rest in there, the saxophone would go ba, then leave a break. Now on the drums, we don't play ta or ta. We don't play sustained notes, so we don't need the rest so much. So I've just put that long little note in the end there. Does that answer your question?
I think so.
I hope that we're going to have like 10-minute domestic after this about eighth notes and stuff. But that's great. It's great. No, it's cool. So yeah, but it's to do with long notes. So that's why it's sometimes confusing on the drums reading music, because you've got long notes and short notes. We don't have sustained notes. The closest thing we do have is drum rolls. So if say you had like in your orchestra, you had like the whole band was going da 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 da. You know, you can't go da on the drums. So the closest thing you'd have is da 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 da, and you'd create a roll to create a sustained note. So it's good. This turned into a theory lesson. This was meant to be like a heavy metal chop lesson. Yeah, it's good. Anyway, so I'm going to do my solo now, and I'm going to think about kind of classical orchestral stuff while I do it. Anyway, here we go. And there we go. Does it make sense? Yeah, she's not sure. So I hope it made sense to you guys. Anyway, so, sustained notes, that's a topic for another day. So if you want to get into your note rates and stuff, in fact, I'll tell you what you could do. You could join up and become one of the channel members, because I have a lesson on there to do with note rates. So you could check that out. No? Not going to do that? So, you play mediocre drums, don't you? No. Anyway. So thanks for checking this lesson out anyway, guys. Please remember to like and subscribe. Check out the channel membership stuff. And I do give Zoom lessons if you're interested in one-to-one lessons. Or as part of the channel membership, you can get video response lessons, which is where you send me a video. Any questions you have, some of your playing, send it to me and then I'll send one back. It'll be just like this, but I'll be answering your questions and helping you get better at the drums. That's all included with the price of membership. So check it out if you're interested. You guys take it easy. I'll see you soon.